Warning. Unless you're already deliriously thrilled with your current financial condition or you're insanely happy with what you're doing daily to earn a living, the presentation you're about to witness is likely to, number one, trigger extreme levels of excitement, number two, cause some sleepless nights due to the endless enthusiasm it sparks, and number three, activate a profound sense of certainty that you've just discovered the holy grail of success you may have been searching for. That's because this presentation reveals the true story of how this man, Matt Lloyd, who was probably a lot like you are at one time, applied the same kind of magic this unforgettable character Gollum from The Lord of the Rings did to manifest a precious dream come true, and then went on to transform it into an easy to replicate and implement powerful way that everyday people like you can use to make their most desired dreams come true too. Since it's already likely you're interested in hearing about the most potent and highest paying home business opportunity in the world today, be sure to stick with me until the end, because you'll also see how you're guaranteed to succeed and make money, or you'll receive a fat $500 for your sincere effort. Sound good? I thought so. Where else have you found that level of confidence and support right up front? You probably haven't, have you? Well then, are you ready to hear Matt's brief story, see how he did what he did, and feel what it can mean for you? Great, because you're about to see a tested, proven system that empowers people just like you to bank big checks of as much as $1,000, $3,000, even $5,000 at a time. Even if you've never earned a single dollar online before, all revealed right here in just the next few minutes. And the best part is, it's all true. There's no hype, no BS, no pie in the sky. It's 100% real, it's 100% verifiable, and it's 100% accurate that you can do this too if you make the smart choice to. You see, three amazing things make this system really exciting. Even if you're a beginner, you can do it all without already having an email list of prospects or customers, without having to create any websites of your own, and without having any previous experience whatsoever. Before we dive into Matt's amazing story and brilliant transformation, rest assured that what you're about to discover is not another ridiculous piece of push-button software or complicated secret traffic hack you may have run across or have been burned or disappointed by all too many times before. In fact, what we're going to be looking at together is a real business that has already paid out over $5.2 million and growing in actual earnings to people just like you from all over the world. And that has just been in the last 12 months alone. In just the next few minutes, you'll see how easy it is for you to join this rapidly growing family of happy people who are making their online income dreams come true. One quick word about urgency before we get into the details, okay? Every one of the people who are banking those big earnings we talked about just a minute ago will tell you it's because they seized the opportunity as soon as they saw it and took action immediately. They didn't put it off thinking they'd come back to it later or get around to it someday. That makes perfect sense, right? The reason I bring that up is because although I'm not going to be one of those people who insults you with false scarcity and lies to you about the fact that you only have 24 hours or some such nonsense to view this presentation and consider what it will do for you, I am going to remind you that the sooner you do, the sooner you can start making your dreams come true too. And you're probably well aware that circumstances can shift, opportunities can evolve, terms can change, and so forth. The bottom line is, I can't promise you that tomorrow the deal will be exactly as it is today. And if you snooze, you might lose. So stick with me and let's dive into this together right now for your sake, okay? After all, there's an incredible amount of valuable information revealed in this presentation about how this business works, along with strategies you'll see for making money online, that lots of people have paid Matt thousands of dollars to get him to share with them. The final thing is who this is not for. It's not for people who are either A. Content to keep taking orders from a boss, working like a slave for an average paycheck that keeps declining in value, doing something that probably really offers no real satisfaction or genuine security. Or B. Are already independently wealthy or have cracked the code and are already making millions of dollars online. And if this is the case, call Matt because there's lots to talk about and deals to be made. Now, I suspect that since you're still here with me, you're not likely in either of those two categories and would probably really like to create a better than full-time income working part-time from wherever you want, walk into your boss's office if you're working for a paycheck and quit your job forever, and have the freedom to work from anywhere you want in the world, even while traveling, as soon as possible, right? If that sounds good to you, stick with me because you're in for a thrilling ride. Now, let's begin. To fully understand what this transformational business is and how it works, it'll help to know the story of how it all got started and how our friend Gollum's precious obsession with that golden ring is about to impact you and your future in a quite magical way. You see, Matt's currently an otherwise normal 26-year-old guy living in Perth, Australia. He first started trying to make money online from his cramped bedroom back in November of 2008. At the time, he was a university student barely scraping by on $600 a week mowing lawns. Do you remember times like that yourself, or maybe know someone who is in that situation? Perhaps like you at one point or another, he decided to try online marketing on the side. Then, early in 2009, he made the fateful, some would think ridiculously risky, decision to drop out of college. Matt committed himself, body and soul, to making his living online. Possibly just like you or someone you might know, he studied everything he could find about online marketing and tried every product he could get his hands on. And he wasn't seeing any progress. He wasn't making any money at all. Does that sound familiar? Feeling like a failure. Out of desperation, Matt invested his entire life savings into a high-level affiliate program run by a company that put on a lot of live events. Matt religiously started attending as many of those events as he could. He was fully committed, all in, come what may. On one fateful day that became Matt's turning point, he found himself sitting beside that company's founder. That guy was wearing a ring you couldn't miss. It caught the light and glittered so brightly it could almost blind you. Of course, the founder caught Matt staring at that ring. He smiled and asked, "Would you like to try it on?" This guy was smart. He knew he was baiting Matt, setting the hook by letting him get the feel of having that ring on his hand, getting him fully associated to a possible future to be unrelentingly drawn towards. And of course, Matt immediately accepted it from his outstretched hand, slipped it on his shaking ring finger, and snapped this picture of it with his iPhone. For the entire next year, Matt looked at that picture on his iPhone at least 5 times every day, vividly imagining having one of those rings of his own on his hand. You see, he was obsessed, like our friend Gollum. Not with the ring itself, mind you. Like Gollum, he was obsessed with what the ring represented. For someone to get one of those rings, they had to qualify for it by making $100,000 in sales for the company. Of course, back in those days, based on where Matt was financially, $100,000 seemed like an incredible amount of money. That ring represented making it for him. I'll bet you can relate to what Matt was feeling to something somewhere along the line in your life too. Getting one of those rings meant he would finally be able to prove all his naysayers wrong. He would have the last laugh on his family and friends who had all told him that making money online was a joke. Qualifying for that ring would take him from where he was, an outsider, to where he desperately wanted to be, in the inner circle with the elite top earners, those who were making the big sales, the people at the events who flashed the rings. So, like Gollum, Matt was consumed by his obsession with the ring. He went into overdrive, working relentlessly, up to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, trying every make-money online product he could find to get more leads and make more sales. He built countless websites, wrote more articles than he could count, tried tying into affiliate programs. He managed to build a small email list, and still nothing worked. Maybe you know that feeling yourself. Matt was dejected. He was emotionally devastated and slipped into a depression. If you can believe it, he actually resorted to taking Zoloft to try and feel better. For days on end, he wouldn't even venture out of his bedroom. Thankfully, even though Matt was severely beaten down, he continued to push on relentlessly. Now, you remember that scene in An Officer and a Gentleman when Richard Gere's character, Zach Mayo, was nearly completely broken during basic training by his drill sergeant, Emil Foley, played masterfully by Louis Gossett Jr.? Mayo was so crushed he was crying, sobbing that he was not going to quit. "No, sir, I ain't gonna quit," he shouted again and again while Foley kept pummeling him mentally and emotionally to get him to break. Now let's take a quick look at that emotional scene.
Now, why would a slick little hustler like you want to sign up for this kind of abuse anyway?
I want to fly jets, sir.
My grandmama wants to fly jets.
I wanted since I was a kid.
We're not talking about flying here, we're talking about character.
I've changed. I've changed since I've been here.
Hell, you have.
I've changed, sir.
No, you just polished up your act a little bit. You just shined it up. Now tell me what I want to hear. I want your DOR.
No, sir.
I want your DOR.
I ain't gonna quit.
Spell it.
D-O-R. I ain't gonna quit.
Yeah, then you can be free and you and your daddy can get drunk and go hole chasing together, huh?
No, sir.
DOR.
I ain't gonna quit.
All right, then you can forget it. You're out.
Don't you do it. Don't you. I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go. I got nothing else.
He knew he had burned all his bridges. He had to make it, to get his wings or die trying. Matt was in almost the exact same position. He had invested everything, all his money, all his time, all his commitment, all his declarations to his family and friends that he was going to make it. Just like Mayo, Matt had nowhere else to go. He gutted it out. He kept staring at that picture of the ring on his finger several times a day to fuel his dream and his resolve. He had to find a way. Then, suddenly, out of his obsession and gutsy determination to never give up, something shifted. Like a bolt out of the blue, Matt was totally dumbfounded by a chance discovery that allowed him to crack the code and at long last make things work the way he had vividly dreamed. As soon as that happened, he finally scored his precious ring. Like the fabled phoenix rising from the ashes of his nearly broken life, he started creating the products, the sales funnels, and the supporting infrastructure that became the building blocks of a new way others just like you could replicate his newfound successes. Matt was on fire. He started applying everything he'd learned to breathe life into a unique marketing system that he envisioned thousands upon thousands of others using to bring in higher ticket buyers so he could pay out far more money in earnings to his people than any competing system on the market. See, when Matt finally cracked the code, he started making huge amounts of money online very rapidly. He was smart about using the money he was making. He plowed most of it back into buying more traffic, creating even better offers, and bringing on a team of talented people to staff his exploding organization and close more and more deals. Then, as his vision grew, he started staging big promotional and training events all over the world. The revenue continued to grow month after month, and Matt very intelligently kept reinvesting it right back into making this amazing business grow bigger and faster. It was the start of something very big and extremely exciting for Matt and everyone who was bold and bright enough to get involved. Can you just imagine the range of emotions he had to be feeling? The sense of relief, the satisfaction of vindication, the excitement of finding ways to build it even bigger and better and make it accessible to more people so that they could make their dreams come true too, just like he had. It's a thrilling thought, isn't it? Now let's fast forward to present day, shall we? That little system that Matt started working on once he cracked the code a very few short years ago has transformed into an international marketing machine of enormous proportions. Matt calls it my top-tier business. It's generally just referred to simply as MTTB, so we'll call it that for short. As I mentioned near the beginning of this presentation, in just the last 12 months alone, MTTB has already paid out over $5.2 million in documented earnings earning checks to lots of people who are probably a lot like you. There's no doubt, with all the enthusiasm, excitement, and work being done on plans that have already been laid, the next 12 months will be far bigger. It's a great time for you to take advantage of all the groundwork that's been done so that you can get your share of this gigantic pie too. By now, you're probably understandably very curious about what it actually is that Matt created and what MTTB does. Not to mention how you can fit in and start experiencing some of the massive successes others like you are already enjoying. Well, most simply put, it's a virtually done-for-you direct sales machine that does all of the selling for you of top-tier, high-ticket information products to leads you generate using the step-by-step training, one-on-one coaching, and support you're provided with. All you do is drive traffic to MTTB's existing online sales page using the step-by-step methods you're shown. The great thing is, if you can follow a checklist of simple instructions, you can do this. When each one of your leads invests in one of Matt's low-ticket offers, you get paid a nice chunk of that sale. Then, most smart people reinvest these earnings into more traffic to bring in more leads, which you're shown exactly how to do. Then, one of Matt's top-tier professional consultants gets on the phone with your buyers on your behalf. This is the point where it becomes very lucrative for you. That's because Matt's top-tier professional phone consultants, many of them are 6- and 7-figure earners themselves, introduce and educate your leads on the available top-tier programs, all on your behalf. These professional phone consultants are extremely good at what they do. That's how Matt has already produced over $5.2 million in earnings for everyday people just like you. They really will bring a significant number of your leads into one of the available top-tier programs. They're doing it every day like clockwork. Of course, they get a nice percentage of each transaction they complete, and you get the biggest cut of each of those deals as your well-deserved reward for driving traffic to the low-ticket sales page the way you're shown. Each of your payouts will range from $1,000 to a whopping $5,000 depending on which top-tier level your leads choose to invest in. This is the ingenious secret that's driving the massive success of MTTB. You get easy-to-follow step-by-step instructions and coaching on how to drive traffic to create leads, and a team of highly paid and richly experienced professional consultants converts your leads into high-ticket sales for you. Sounds really cool, doesn't it? It is. That's what makes MTTB completely unique in the home-based online business industry. To put it into contrast, if you've spent any time exploring the how to make money online market, you've probably run across a number of push-button software riches offers that typically show up on ClickBank for about $47. You know the ones I'm referring to, right? They usually promise a flood of secret source traffic and oodles of cash piling up in your bank account. All you have to do is download their magic piece of software that they claim they got from some mysterious deep dark secret source, light it up, and money will instantly and automatically appear in your bank account as if you suddenly have your own private ATM machine that fills itself for your pleasures. Those glittery, shiny object offers with their sleazy pie-in-the-sky pitches, often enhanced by enticing images of supercars, big yachts, massive houses, and well-endowed bikini-clad babes hanging off the guy hawking the stuff, tend to taint legitimate companies offering genuine value and solid support, and infect the entire home-based online business industry with a bad reputation. You've probably seen them, and maybe even been burned by them too many times to count, haven't you? Not only are they misleading and hurt this industry, they set the bar for earnings really low. Think about this for a second. How much can you earn per converted lead on just a $47 sale? If it's a ClickBank product and you're lucky, you might net $30 if the vendor offers the maximum 75% commission after processing costs, holdbacks, and refunds. That would barely cover most people's traffic expenses considering the average conversion rate you'll see on those offers. It's not likely anyone would consider that to be quit your job because you suddenly have financial freedom money, would it? It doesn't take a genius to realize you can't build a real, sustainable online business on that alone either, right? The sad truth is, most affiliate offers you'll find to promote are stuck down in the low-ticket micro earnings level precisely because they offer a low barrier to entry. Many people who are trying online marketing for the first time get suckered into those deals because it seems easier to drive traffic and get conversions for a $47 offer than it is to do it for a product that sells for $1,000 or more, and that's if you can even find something at that level you can qualify to promote. That was what was so frustrating for so many people until the breakthrough of MTTB. Now, MTTB greases the wheels for you and removes the barrier of difficulty of making those lucrative high-ticket sales by making them for you. All you have to do is follow the step-by-step training and coaching to start driving traffic to the MTTB landing pages, and Matt's team of top-tier professionals takes over and handles the consultations and conversions on your behalf. The tested and proven MTTB system automatically channels your leads into high-converting funnels that turn your traffic into excited buyers. Then, as soon as they're plugged into the system, the top-tier consulting team goes to work, gets on the phone with your converted leads, and transitions them into higher-ticket training programs for you. Every time one of MTTB's top-tier consultants does their job of converting one of your leads for you, you get rewarded with $1,000, $3,000, yes, even $5,000 deposited right into your bank account for you to use any way you see fit. All you ever have to do is follow the detailed instructions you're provided on how to drive qualified traffic. Everything else, from the landing pages to the infrastructure to the top-tier consultants who convert your leads, is already tested, proven, and done for you to profit from. Enroll yourself today with MTTB and you will never have to create any of your own products. You'll never have to set up your own websites or get hosting. You'll never have to agonize over developing your own sales funnels. Never have to deal with customers, returns, or merchant accounts. Never have to struggle with selling your own leads over the phone. On top of all that, you'll also get assigned your own personal coach and have access to a state-of-the-art members area loaded with goodies. Here's what you'll find in your members area. Your proven 21-step training program that shows you exactly what to do to receive your first big check online in the shortest time possible. Daily training lessons, videos, and webinars to keep you motivated and on track. Your personally assigned coach's calendar and contact info. The 30-day Traffic Made Easy plan that shows you how to easily get well-qualified buyer traffic from the hottest sources like YouTube, Facebook, and Google. And here's a cool fact. You can accomplish each one of these 21 steps in your members area in about 30 minutes a day and sometimes less. That's easy, right? Right. It's not hard. It all sounds pretty exciting, doesn't it? Can you picture yourself following some simple step-by-step instructions, doing a few minutes of work, driving qualified buyer traffic each day, and then watching as the money rolls in? It's an inspiring image, isn't it? The best part is, it's right here within your grasp right now. And as good as this all sounds, it's entirely possible that you could be asking the obvious question, why? Why would Matt do all this for you? Why would he provide you with a personal coach, do the vast majority of the real work for you, and then pay you from $1,000 to $5,000 for each new lead that you bring in that the top-tier team of consultants converts for you? Even though it might sound like it's too good to be true, it's really not. The reason is because it benefits him in numerous ways. Yes, it's true. Matt's not just doing this to be the great guy he is. It's not just about rainbows, unicorns, and magic fairy dust making the world a happier place. Of course, he'll be the first to admit it makes him feel like a proud papa when he sees someone like you earn your first big money online with MTTB. He'll tell you it'll make his heart soar to hand you one of those big checks he loves to hand out for tens of thousands of dollars and more one day soon on stage at one of the big events. He lives for those magical moments too. He truly does. All that being said, when it comes right down to the nitty-gritty, Matt's a smart businessman who's figured out a model that works well for everyone. The bottom line is, if he's not returning a profit, the wheels of the business grind to a painful halt, and he's understandably never going to let that happen. So now that you've seen the overview, let's pull back the curtain and take a peek at how the money actually works, shall we? Here's how the cash is divided up every time one of the top-tier consultants gets one of your leads to invest in one of MTTB's advanced training programs. Matt keeps about 1/6 of the transaction amount to operate the company and pay himself off the top. Next, the top-tier consultant who closed the deal gets paid about 1/3 of the transaction amount for doing what's arguably the hardest piece of the whole process. And you get paid the rest. Yes, you get the lion's share of about 50% of the transaction amount. You actually get the biggest slice of the pie because Matt figured out that the more lucrative and attractive he makes it to do business with MTTB, the more partners like you will want to get in on the action and drive qualified traffic into leads. With lots of excited partners driving traffic and generating leads, more sales and revenue get generated than the company could ever create doing it all on its own. That means Matt makes more money over the long haul than if he took a bigger piece for himself up front. He found that setting the financial structure up this way made 3 very interesting synergistic things happen. People getting involved with MTTB stop thinking like affiliates and start thinking like true business partners, and they're more motivated to work even harder as a result. Number 2, the company is compelled to work to make money with you, not from you. And number 3, the results are astounding. Are you seeing the brilliance of the design and implementation? It's pretty thrilling to know that this is something you can get involved in today, isn't it? Now that we've gone through how the money works, let's take a look at a few of the people who are already earning really good money working with MTTB, shall we? We'll start with the somewhat well-known John Chow. John's already earned a whopping $943,166.88 in total from his efforts promoting MTTB. At the pace he's on, he's likely to become Matt's first $1 million earner. And here is Shakir Hussein, who has made over $520,029.65 in commissions with MTTB in less than 6 months. Here's Jonathan Budd, a popular longtime online marketer, walking up to the stage to receive his check for $118,365. Obviously, those examples of big earners are really impressive, aren't they? And you're probably quite rightly thinking, yeah, those are 3 really big name marketers. It's easy for them to rake in the giant checks. What about regular people like me? It's a fair question, so we'll go on to look at several everyday, not famous people who you can probably easily identify with. Just remember, though, that those 3 well-known, experienced marketers who are already earning 6 figures with MTTB started out at one point under circumstances that are probably not that different from yours. Do you remember Sir Anthony Hopkins' famous scene from the movie The Edge, where he's telling Alec Baldwin's character how he's going to kill the bear that's been terrorizing them? Let's have a quick peek to refresh, shall we? It's an amazingly powerful scene.
Oh, I'm gonna kill the bear. Say it, I'm gonna kill the bear. Say it. I'm gonna kill the bear. Say it. Say I'm gonna kill the bear. Say it!
I'm gonna kill the bear.
Say it again!
I'm gonna kill the bear.
And again!
I'm gonna kill the bear!
Good. What one man can do, another can do.
What one man can do, another can do.
Say it again!
What one man can do, another can do.
And again!
What one man can do, another can do.
Yeah. You're goddamn right.
What one human being can do, another can do. So remember to be inspired by all these examples of people making it with MTTB, okay? You really can do this, and even more if you're committed to. Here are a few of the everyday regular folks who joined the MTTB family and started working the system exactly as it's laid out. In their own way, each of them is probably very much like you are and likely started out under relatively similar circumstances too. Ken Faminoff was a newbie who jumped in with both feet and earned over $34,000 working the MTTB system in just his first 8 months online. Since then, Ken has gone on to earn over $66,427 so far with MTTB. How's that for an inexperienced guy taking consistent action? Pretty impressive, isn't it? Next up is Carolina Millen. She's an amazing young lady from Chile in South America who's already earned over $226,793.06 working the MTTB system by the book. If a young woman from Chile can accomplish that amazing feat, wouldn't you say you undoubtedly can do it too? Check out what Mike Moran had to say on Facebook about MTTB. Mike had already earned $6,203 in his first 30 days of using the methods in this system, and then this. Mike said, in the last 2 days, I've had a $1,000 commission, a $3,000 commission, and a $5,000 commission totaling $9,000 by simply using Matt's My Top Tier business system. The best part is I did not have to make all the phone calls to make those sales. Matt's team handled all of it. Thank you, Matt Lloyd, for such a great opportunity to earn big ticket commissions. It's no wonder Mike's got such a big smile on his face, is it? By the way, as of today, Mike has already earned himself over $109,259.59. Now, of course, here's an important legalese factoid. Even though these kinds of results are not completely uncommon for people who work the MTTB system the way it's been developed, if it's not obvious, then let's make it clear that these kinds of results aren't automatic or typical. Every one of these people have earned what they've earned because they've actually put in the time and effort to make this proven system work for them too. The question is, now that you know it's real and possible, are you willing to make the same kind of commitment to get the same kind of financial rewards for yourself? I'm betting on the fact that you are. So let's continue on, okay? Are you ready for even more excitement? Not only can you start earning big checks like the ones you saw above sooner than you might think, there's another giant perk available to you that should motivate you to succeed as quickly as possible. Believe it or not, Matt will actually pay for a shiny new Mercedes for you, just like he already has for these go-getters. Take a look. Here's Carolina Millen with her Mercedes, Junjun Lee with his Mercedes, John Chow with his $130,000 Mercedes, David Gilks with his Mercedes, Emmanuel Adegbala with his Mercedes, and Robbie Gonzalez with his Mercedes. Now, how many times have you heard the old saying, money can't buy happiness? One look at all the smiles on the faces of these happy people who got their free Mercedes on Matt's dime will make you question that saying, won't it? You'll find out how you can get your very own free Mercedes too once you get started with MTTB. Are you ready? By now, I imagine you're chomping at the bit to bolt out of the gate and get going. We'll go over how to get started in just a minute after we quickly recap what you're about to receive. The Internet's only done-for-you direct sales system that will deposit $1,000, $3,000, and even $5,000 checks into your bank account without you ever having to pick up the phone. Your own personal one-on-one top-tier coach to ensure your success. Daily training lessons, videos, and webinars to keep you moving forward. The 21 simple step system to earn your first $1,000 or more check online. A staff of professional top-tier consultants who will do all the closing on the phone for you. Done for you payment processing, product fulfillment, and customer service. MTTB handles 100% of the grunt work for all the programs your leads enroll in. Insider access to the 30-day Traffic Made Easy plan that gives you the most cutting-edge strategies for generating traffic online today. Wow, that is an amazing package, isn't it? I bet you're somewhat nervously imagining that all of this would easily require a $2,000 or maybe even more investment based on what lots of other high-end online marketing products are selling for. It's not a stretch to say that based on the results it repeatedly delivers, that amount would easily be justified. The good news is you're not going to have to invest anywhere near that to get started right away. You see, Matt's committed to getting as many people like you on board his team as possible, and it's clear to him that price can't get in the way of his big dream. Matt has made it clear that money can't be an issue for people to get started. So the great news is, because of Matt's vision and firm commitment to growth, your capital investment to get started with MTTB today is just a modest application fee of only $49. Yes, you heard me right, and your eyes are not playing tricks on you. Only $49. As soon as you apply and cover the $49 application fee, you'll be scheduled for a friendly interview call with your personal coach. Your coach will ask you 5 simple questions on this call to find out if you're a good fit for the MTTB system. That's it, 5 simple questions during a friendly get-acquainted call. Now, just to be clear, you will not be sold anything more on this call, so you can keep your credit cards locked away. It's really just a mutual evaluation conversation to make sure you and your coach agree that both you and MTTB are a good fit for each other. Does that make sense? If you both agree, then great, you're in right away. If either you or your coach decides MTTB is not the right system for you to be a part of, you'll get your $49 refunded immediately with no hard feelings whatsoever. However, as soon as you're accepted, you'll get instant access to the online training area so you can start going through the 21 steps to get rolling right away. Remember, your coach will be available to go over any questions you might have. To make it most convenient to connect and schedule calls, MTTB has personal coaches in the US, the UK, and Australia. You'll be assigned your closest personal coach based on your location and time zone. You will be required to sign and return a non-disclosure agreement that protects Matt's hard work on designing and developing his proprietary system and methods. This agreement simply covers your promise not to share any of the information you receive in the 21-step system with anyone outside the MTTB family. You can probably understand the reason for that and realize it's a fair requirement, right? Now remember, back at the beginning of this presentation, I promised that if you'd stick with me until the end, you'd discover how you're guaranteed to succeed and make money, or you'll receive a fat $500 for your sincere effort. Well, as promised, here's the phenomenally irresistible deal that guarantees that for you. Your absolute zero risk plus $500 cash back guarantee. Take decisive action right now. Complete the application and cover your modest application fee. If for any reason you're not accepted, or even if you simply decide later MTTB is not for you, you'll get an immediate, no questions asked, no hassle, and no hard feelings refund of your $49 application fee. That is the zero risk part. Fair enough? Once you're in, be committed and go through the 21 steps exactly as you're instructed and coached to do. It only takes an average of 30 minutes per step to complete them. You absolutely will start earning money from the MTTB system within 30 days of successfully completing the 21 steps, or Matt will insist on sending you $500 cash for your trust via PayPal or by check. How incredibly cool is that? There are just two very simple ground rules to cover that mean you have to hold up your end of the deal to get this phenomenal guarantee, okay? Here they are. You must go through each of the 21 steps on the day it's assigned to you. You must never skip a step or do a step out of order. Remember, this is a time-tested, proven system that works. If you work the system exactly the way it's designed, the system will work for you. Remember, each of the 21 steps only requires an average of 30 minutes to complete. As long as you're committed to succeed, it should never be an issue to carve 30 minutes of focus time out of your day for just 21 days, right? So, doesn't that sound like a fair trade? You bet it does. Now, although I'm really looking forward to it, since I haven't had the honor of meeting you and getting to know you yet, even though I'd like to, I obviously don't know exactly what drives you to want more financial success in your life. So I'm certainly not going to pretend that I do. Maybe you just really want out from under a dead-end job that gives you no satisfaction and nothing close to financial security, or a boss that you just can't stand to work under. Maybe you have a family and you really want to be able to provide a better life for them. Maybe you have kids and want to be able to send them to the very best schools to give them an advantage in their lives. Maybe you have parents who are getting on in their years and you like to be able to give them some additional security and comfort in their older ages. Maybe you'd like to be able to freely travel the world with just a laptop and a cell phone and know you can consistently make as much money as you need from wherever you are. Maybe you're driven to be a philanthropist and give something greater than yourself back to the world and help lots of other people. Maybe you want to achieve escape velocity financial security so your investments can provide for you and your loved ones for the rest of your lives. Maybe you just like to be able to afford yourself nicer, more expensive things to enjoy and share with others. There could easily be as many reasons as there are people. I do feel confident that your personal reason is a very powerful one that deserves your full commitment and attention so you achieve it in the shortest possible time. Whatever your reason to succeed is, I'm betting you'll agree with me that MTTB provides you a clear, easy-to-follow path to implement and all the support you may require to make your vividly imagined future real in your experienced present faster and more easily than any other choice available today, right? Plus, with your rock-solid money back plus a fat $500 just for trying guarantee, it's as much of a sure thing as you're likely to find anywhere. Agreed? I thought so too. Are you ready to roll up your sleeves, tackle your 21 simple steps, and start receiving some of those big checks you've seen others like you receive? Great. Let's get you started right now. Click the big orange button that says I'm ready to apply now that just appeared below. Once you've clicked that button, you'll see a form pop up in a new tab or window that looks like this. Once you've filled out that form, covered your application fee, had your friendly interview with your personal coach, and are accepted into the MTTB family, you'll get instant access to the online members area, which will look like this. So, just in case you haven't already done it, go ahead and click that big orange button that says I'm ready to apply now and put in your application now. Remember, you'll be plugged into a time-tested, proven, done-for-you direct marketing system that deposits $1,000, $3,000, and even $5,000 checks into your bank account without you ever having to talk to any of your own leads yourself. No super salesmanship required. You'll get personal, one-on-one coaching that walks you through the 21-step system that will get you to your first big check marketing online. Plus, you're guaranteed to be making money online within 30 days of completing the 21 steps, or you're going to receive $500 in cash directly from that for giving it an honest attempt. I'm betting you can't find a better deal or a more powerful program anywhere that will take your financial life to whatever level you desire than MTTB. So, it only makes perfect sense to get started right away and apply below now, doesn't it? If you're still here, let's take a look at just a few more of the everyday people who are also probably a lot like you who have earned great money with MTTB, shall we? Here's Scott Ewart. He's earned $27,061.31. And what about Osahan Urubusi? $30,146.17. Mitch McCarger, $31,892.09. David Gilks, who's made $94,873.19. Rob Paris, who pulled in $103,503.31. Andrea Goodset, who's up to $107,240.71. Brian Price, who's up to $113,315.62. Sue and Jerry Smart have made $124,986.36. Jun Lee is up to $134,203.68. Kim Willis, $177,918.52. Paul Lynch up to $200,055.64. Terry Lamb, who's up to $250,231.36. And here is Matt holding a check that belongs to Bazi Hazan. Bazi has made over $281,694.56 with Mobe. Although those numbers are impressive, Matt will be the first to tell you that none of these people, or even he himself, are any more special than you are. They're everyday people, probably a lot like you in many ways, who made a decision and took action. They took direction and applied the 21 steps of the MTTB system we've been talking about. You genuinely can be next. As I think about you pondering this decision, there are a couple of quotes that come to mind that are quite relevant when it comes to making a choice like this that seem appropriate to bring up right about now. The first is, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. And the second, perhaps a bit paraphrased, is attributed to Einstein. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I've always liked to remind people that they can't catch the brass ring without being willing to risk falling off the horse, if you understand the old carousel reference. If you do nothing, or more likely just keep doing what you're already doing and aren't willing to take any risks, isn't it probable that things will stay the way they are in your life? I suspect that because we're still here having this conversation, you can see that the MTTB opportunity with the better than risk-free guarantee you're getting of your $49 application fee back if you're not right for the program, plus $500 cash if you get on board, work with your coach, and execute the 21 steps yet fail to earn any money, is probably the best deal you've seen to break out and finally achieve the financial lifestyle you'd prefer, right? Great, I thought so. Make that positive decision and apply now below. Click on that big orange I'm ready to apply now button right now and let's get you started. If you're still with me and for some reason haven't yet taken action and apply and are on the fence, I'm going to guess that you probably have a question or two that's gnawing at you that you haven't seen or heard the answer to yet. So let's go over the most common questions posed about MTTB by people who are considering the opportunity to get involved, along with the answers to them, okay? First question, can I really do this if I have no experience online? Absolutely yes. MTTB has been carefully crafted to work for anyone, even if they have no computer skills and have never made any online money before. In fact, there is one unique student, Charles O'Donnell, who is 78 years old and has already received thousands in checks with MTTB. If a 78-year-old self-confessed computer illiterate guy like Charles can succeed with the MTTB system, then I'm confidently betting that you can do it too, can't you? Next question. I'm really busy. Will I have time to make this work? That's a great question. Even if you have a busy schedule, MTTB is perfect for you because you can do everything in your spare time before or after work, on the weekends, or even during your lunch break. Remember, each step takes only about 30 minutes or less, and even if you miss a step, you can make it up by knocking out a couple steps the next day when you have some free time. Will I really get a refund or the cashback guarantee? Yes, no question about it. If you or your coach decide this is not for you for any reason, your $49 application fee will be refunded to you immediately, no questions asked. And once you go through the 21 steps as prescribed, you will make money within 30 days of completing them, or Matt will send you $500 cash via PayPal, or if you don't have a PayPal account, he'll send you a check. Next question. I have a full-time job. Can I make money with this in my spare time? Again, yes, you betcha. Many MTTB students get started doing it in their spare time, working on their computer or laptop from home and putting in extra time on the weekends. Of course, you will have to put in some time, approximately 30 minutes a day, on simple tasks that can be done on your schedule whenever it's convenient for you. I'm not great with technology and only have very basic computer skills. Can I make MTTB work for me? Absolutely no worries. Believe it or not, back when Matt started in this business, he had embarrassingly poor computer skills. He learned, of course, slowly but surely, and it took him a painfully long time. That's the primary reason why he designed MTTB to be easy for anyone to do, even if they only have very basic computer skills. Is my data safe and secure? 100% safe, 100% secure. Biometric locks and 24-hour surveillance rigidly protect MTTB's state-of-the-art computer servers. The product software and infrastructure is updated regularly with all the latest security patches. The network is also protected by an enterprise-class firewall. Are there any hidden fees? Never. There are no hidden fees to get involved with MTTB. Your $49 application fee is a one-time investment. So what are your terms of use, earnings disclaimers, and privacy policies? Our terms of use, our earnings disclosure, and our privacy policy are located at the bottom of all MTTB web pages, including the application page. Now, I believe I've covered everything I can imagine you could possibly want to know to be fully inspired to make a decision to apply now to become a successful member of MTTB. Remember, there is absolutely no financial risk to you, and you're guaranteed a nice fat $500 just for giving it your best honest shot. So, really, you've got nothing to lose except your probable less than ideal current financial situation that you're probably not incredibly fond of anyway, right? Whose hero will you become today by taking bold action to turn your finances around? Go ahead and click that big orange "I'm ready to apply now" button below. Let's get you started on your new exciting journey right now. We'll be ready to give you all the knowledge, help, and support you need on the inside, and we'll see you on stage at one of Matt's big events before you know it.